Sheriff of Russell County. And again, I want to thank the Chamber, I want to thank Farm Bureau, I want to thank all of you for coming out here tonight. I grew up in Dayton, Virginia. I live in Castlewood, married to my wife for 15 years, Crystal. We raised 2 children together. Besides that, I've been in law enforcement most of my adult life. I decided to seek the office of the sheriff because I believe the citizens of Russell County deserve better protection and services than what they're getting today. Now, I feel an obligation to create a positive change within the community. One of the biggest problems I see is citizens and the disconnect with local law enforcement. Now, I've been in law enforcement most of my adult life. In 1998, I was hired by Phillips as a dispatcher. I later moved up to deputy sheriff. Then I was promoted to sergeant. Then I was a detective for almost 6 years. So I understand fully what it takes within the sheriff's office. I left the sheriff's office in 2012 to take over as chief of police in the town of St. Paul, serving the citizens. I still hold that position today. So some of the problems that I want to address, and I know we're on a short amount of time, but my opponent has been in there a long time. They've had 12 years to address and fix certain issues that have not been addressed. First and foremost, courthouse security up there. They lack that security. It's probably the only courthouse in the 29th district that I know of that they don't provide security at the doors. I think that's a safety concern to the citizens as well as employees up there. Secondly, I talked about the 911 dispatchers. They currently are not trained, so if somebody calls 911, they've let the emergency medical dispatch protocol expire. That's terrible. That's dangerous. 911 is supposed to be in place to help people. At this time, they're not. One of the biggest other problems that I have, and we've heard it all over the place, we've been all over the county, is the personal use of county vehicles and equipment. That has to stop. These vehicles are intended for the sole purpose of protecting and serving the citizens. Not going grocery shopping, not going, taking your kids to school, taking them to college 2 hours up the road. That has to stop now. Currently, we talked about the drugs. Sheriff Dye is correct. Drugs is really bad in Southwest Virginia, Russell County. But why do we not have canine services? You know, that's just an extra tool that these officers can use out here for the drugs. Secondly, you talk about missing adults, missing children. Every time that they have one of these incidents, they have to call somebody else, whether it's state police or another entity, to come in here and give them a hand. We need to take care of our own, provide those services. So, in closing, as a sheriff, I will have an open door policy to all citizens. I will create a department with a solid structure, and every employee will have accountability. I will manage a very proactive and professionally organization, and it's dedicated to the community's needs, whatever it may be. I will have town hall meetings so the citizens can stand up and voice their concerns and be heard. They play a major role in how the sheriff's office should be operated. So, in closing, the time is now. Please vote for Bo Phillips November the 3rd, 2015. Thank you, and God bless.